I've wanted to talk on my channel for quite a while. I wanted to have more varied content on my channel, which is why I started doing the effects breakdowns, and now I've decided to start a new series I like to call Mind of an Editor. This new series is essentially just commentaries where I talk about editing related topics. I hope to maybe expand it into a podcast and have other editors share their thoughts on certain things, but I don't know how well that would do, so we'll leave that up to the future. Mind of an Editor will also feature a Q&A section at the end of each episode, so if you have specific questions that might not necessarily be editing related, leave them in the comments. Also, if there's a topic you want me to discuss, like theater mode, which I will be doing already, feel free to comment that too. Since this is the first episode, I asked on Twitter what you'd want to see. How to make your crazy edits. The fact that editing is viewed less on YouTube than animation because of watch time and whatnot? I don't understand. Nick.
Yeah.
Come over here.
What's up?
What is he saying? I don't get it.
I have no idea.
Your thought process behind your stylistic choices. Alright, I can start with that one. I'm pretty sure I won't be answering you, but I'll try my best. If I don't answer you fully, so just clarify what you mean by stylistic choices and I'll answer you in the comments, I guess. For this first episode of Mind of an Editor, I'll tell you about my editing history and how Halo has changed me over the years. I officially started editing Halo on September 15th, 2013 with a Halo 4 ninjatage entitled Backstabber. Before Halo, I edited Call of Duty videos. I abruptly switched from COD to Halo one day and it was quite hard to adapt because I didn't know anyone in the Halo community. Back then, I never really had a thought process behind my stylistic choices because I simply didn't make choices. I was a generic and terrible editor who mindlessly edited montages to random EDM songs. Also, side note, I dabbled in machinima for a bit. They're really bad though. However, this becomes important for MCC, which I'll explain later. On May 9th, 2014, I released Heroism, which was a Halo Reach campaign edit. But back then, I called them machinitages because, to me, I was incorporating the camera angles, body acting, and storytelling of a machinima with the editing and music of a montage. This was when I went from the happy-go-lucky, clueless EDM editing to a more serious tone. For a long time after Heroism, I was still trying to figure out who I wanted to be as an editor. I didn't feel like I had an identity. When you watch a hyena montage and it has a creepy serial killer vibe, you'll say, yup, this is definitely a hyena montage. If you look at the color correction and text in Barker's videos, you'll say, yep, that looks like a FaZe Barker edit to me. You look at my videos and you'll say, wait, who's Bullet Rebel? What is this trash? When MCC came out, that's when I hoped to become more than just some random loner who made Halo edits. It was when I really got into making machinitages as well. I really enjoyed having a cinematic style, and Halo's machinima capabilities helped me develop that style even further. It was awesome to me because no one else was really doing machinitages, to my knowledge anyway. I could take my love for creating stories and merge it with my love for editing. Sadly, it was poorly executed. The release of Phoenix 1, my first H2A montage, was a shameful example of that. It was rushed, I was frustrated at how broken MCC was, and I was also dealing with personal problems. But I released it anyway because I had this stupid desire of being one of the first to release an H2A montage instead of taking the time to create a machinitage as I had originally wanted it to be. Being me, I wanted the views and the attention so that bigger Halo YouTubers like Hyena or Campy would actually acknowledge my existence and watch my videos. I was such an idiot. Sure, I got the views, and a massive amount of dislikes and bad reputation along with all of that. Phoenix 2 and 3 were better though. Still bad, but better. I think it's worth noting that I never had any inspirations or influences throughout my time with Halo because, as I said before, when I came to Halo, I didn't know anyone, so no one was there to influence me. Of course, I met new people like Modest Major and Ubernick during the Halo 4 days.
Hey yo, what's poppin', B?
But they were commentators, so they never affected my editing style. I'm more involved with the community now than I was before, but even today I don't really consider anyone to be an inspiration to me. Except maybe like Hyena, because what he does is just awesome. Unique clips are always more interesting to me than generic multi-kills on Smurf accounts, which is why I'm amazed by every video he puts out. Then again, everyone loves Hyena, so I don't even know if I should count him. By the way, the first video of his that I ever saw was Mastery, so yeah, I was a bit late to the Hyena party. In a way, it was a good thing I rarely interacted with the Halo editing community because it meant that I could be myself. I didn't care about how I edited or what my clip standards were. I didn't care about not putting crossfades everywhere. I just did what made me happy. The downside is that I became extremely isolated. I didn't know anyone and no one knew me. It also took me a long time to grow as an editor because I never had many close editor friends who could give me feedback or give me ideas for montages and whatnot. I was never in some sort of group of editors like ENF or Paradise Perceptions or whatever. Well, ENF isn't really specifically editors, but you get what I'm saying. Really, my only inspiration, my only influence was myself. I know that sounds dumb, but the videos I made were the result of whatever goes on in my mind. Nowadays, I spend my time constantly thinking of stories, effects, and other ideas, putting them on paper, and then turning those ideas into videos. About a year ago, after Phoenix 3 came out, I started having a lot more problems with myself. My thoughts became darker, I stopped smiling, I stopped talking, I was just lost in my own mind. Of course, I never show that when others are around, but when I'm alone. My emotional state has been heavily influencing the style of my edits recently. The Allegory of the Void is a perfect example of that. I'm sure most people who watched that trilogy didn't even care about the machinima parts, but it was supposed to be a symbolic representation of what I've been going through, both in my personal life and my editing. I suppose I could do a sort of in-depth explanation in another episode if you're interested, but I don't know if I'm willing to do that yet. It's been important for me to express myself through editing, even if no one understands it, because it's better than keeping everything inside. Editing has been an essential outlet for me. I don't know what I'd do without it. The edits I make have become a reflection of myself more than ever before. Man, I was not expecting this episode to be so dark. I'm sorry about that. But in short, my editing style has drastically evolved over the years. I'm happy I finally found somewhat of an identity. Instead of having people say, this montage is trash, they'll say, this machinitage is trash. Halo's changed me a lot. I never thought a video game franchise would be so important to me. If you made it this far, if you've been watching my videos for all of these years, thank you. All the supportive comments, the messages I get on Xbox. I might not respond to all of them, sometimes I forget to, because I'm stupid like that. But I truly appreciate all of it. I hope you enjoyed getting to know more about one of the many things that have been hiding in my mind for so long. The mind of an editor.